Now for fill in the blanks, there are still a lot of people struggling. Very, very important. You won't be getting good marks even if you repeat. I will try giving you some good solid strategies how to improve your read aloud, repeat sentence, write from dictation, and fill in the blanks. Speak in a way that the software understands, clearly and loudly. If the system can't understand what you're saying, you're not gonna get marks for pronunciation. So if you can follow all these 3 strategies, I can guarantee you'll read aloud. What's up everyone? In this video, I will talk about the 4 most important sections in PTE. If you can do well in these sections, you can easily get your desired score or even 90, because these 4 sections contains most of the marks, like the majority of the marks for PTE. So let me show you which 4 sections I'm talking about. First one is read aloud, which contains marks for both reading and speaking. So if you can do good in read aloud, you will get marks for both these sections. Then we have repeat sentence, which has marks for speaking and listening. Then we got fill in the blanks, which is our third most important. And this contains mark for reading and writing. And last one is write from dictations, which contains mark for listening and writing. This is what makes them so powerful. For example, see read aloud. It contains mark for both reading section and also speaking section. So if you can do good in read aloud, you will get marks for both reading and speaking. So it's like a jackpot. If you can do good, you're winning a lottery. So in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I will try giving you some good solid strategies how to improve your read aloud, repeat sentence, write from dictation, and fill in the blanks. And if you can follow my strategies, I can confidently say this is going to help you improve your score and you can get your desired score. Let's start with repeat sentence. Tip number 1, you don't have to repeat each and every words. A lot of students stress out about this. Like, I've got many messages saying like, I can't memorize everything. You don't have to, trust me. Like, if there is a sentence which has 12 words, you don't have to memorize 12 words, and they don't expect you to. Because this is not a memory test, it's an English test. What's more important is to focus on your fluency and pronunciation. And that is our tip number 2, which is fluency. Very, very important. So there's a very good example, which is you won't be getting good marks even if you repeat every word with a bad fluency. This is important. This line is really important. You should understand this. What it means is if you repeat all the words correctly but with a bad fluency, you are not going to get marks. So the fluency is king here. Let me give you an example. Let's say we got something like this. Practice makes a man perfect. Now when you're repeating, like when I'm repeating, I'm saying practice makes a man perfect. It was too slow. I got all the words correct, but it was too slow. So I won't be getting good marks here. Maybe I'll get like 50 or 60 out of 90. So please don't stress about the words. Just speak it fluently, whatever you heard. Like whether it's 5 words, 6 words, just speak it fluently all at a time. Do not hesitate. Do not fumble. Do not stammer. That's what exactly is tip number 3. Avoid fumbling and stuttering, which means practice makes a man perfect. This is called fumbling. Avoid this. If you want to get good marks, avoid it. Be confident and speak all at a time. Like finish it. Practice makes a man perfect. Even if you're saying wrong, just do it with fluency, please. Tip number 4 for repeat sentence is speak clearly but with clarity. A lot of people think they're not getting marks because of their accent. Like a lot of people say like I have Indian accent, like they have Indian accent and they're not getting marks. But in reality, that's not true. Sometimes what people does is they speak with their mouth closed. Like try speaking clearly. Or what they do is, hello, my name is Rafiel. I have 40 subscribers in YouTube. This is not how you speak. You have to speak clearly with clarity and speak loudly so that the system can detect what you're saying. If the system can't understand what you're saying, you're not gonna get marks for pronunciation. So speak in a way that the software understands, clearly and loudly. That's all for repeat sentence. I hope you can use these tricks and try improving your score. Now, the next big thing is read aloud. I hope you all understand what read aloud is. Basically, they will give you a paragraph and you have to read it out. The first step for read aloud is you have to understand how you get marks for read aloud. There are 3 marking criteria for read aloud. First, content. Second, fluency. And third, pronunciation. Basically, what content means is whether you're reading each of the words. If you're reading everything, you're getting marks for content. You shouldn't worry about content much. Second one, fluency. How fast you're reading and how smoothly you're reading, like without interrupting, just reading at a go. That's called fluency. In my previous videos, I've shown you how you can be fluent in read aloud and how you can maximize your score, because fluency is very important. Try reading fast, that's all. And do not stop. Just keep reading. Tip number 2, avoid any fumbles or stuttering. It's the same thing that I've discussed in repeat sentence a while ago. You shouldn't stumble, you shouldn't stutter. Like, keep reading at a pace. For example, if you are even making a mistake, you made a mistake, don't just wait there and try rectifying it. Just move on. Just move on. So this is very important because fluency, it affects your fluency. When you're stuttering and you're waiting, the microphone detects there's a pause and that's how your marks get deducted. I've seen a lot of students who got a tough word and they're just trying to pronounce it, and that's how you lose marks. So even if you get a tough word which is hard to pronounce, just skip it and keep on reading. Don't wait, just keep reading. That's all. Tip number 3 is you need to improve your pronunciation. A lot of people are losing marks because they're not speaking clearly. If you're speaking with your mouth closed, the same thing for repeat sentence, basically. You have to speak very clearly with clarity. If the microphone can't detect what you're speaking, you won't get good marks in pronunciation. So try improving how you speak. Focus, subconsciously try understanding how you're speaking. Just see how you can improve that. So if you can follow all these 3 strategies, I can guarantee your read aloud will improve. You will get much better score for your read aloud. Also, you have to understand you're not gonna improve in a day. You will gradually improve over the days. So if you're not getting good marks at the beginning, don't worry, just keep practicing and believe in yourself. PTE is really easy if you know the hacks. So basically, you just need to hack the system. The next big section is write from dictation, which plays a very important role for your listening and also writing. Tip number 1 for write from dictation. You can add extra words. A lot of people don't know this simple thing. So if you're confused between 2 words, write both of them, because there is no negative markings for adding words. For example, let's say you got this sentence. There are 11 players in a soccer team. So you're confused between player and players, whether it's singular or plural. In this scenario, just use both of them. There's no negative markings, you are not getting penalized, so there's no problem, just use both of them. Similarly, if you're confused between any words, just use as many as you want. There's no problem. That's the best part about write from dictation. You can add extra words. Tip number 2, sequence does not matter. Let me show you an example. Let's say you got this sentence, I have 1000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, this is the way you wrote. Subscribers, I have YouTube on 1000. You basically wrote all of the words, but you shuffled the words. There's no problem if this sequence doesn't match with the original. You will still get full marks as long as your words are correct. So don't worry about the sequence. Tip number 3, add extra words when you're confused with a spelling of a word. Let me show you an example. Let's say you forgot how to spell friend, whether it's this friend or this one. So when you're confused, just use both of them. There's no big deal. All these little things really matters. Trust me, if you can follow these tips and avoid the mistakes, I'm pretty sure you can do a very good result and maybe you can even get 90. Now for fill in the blanks, there are still a lot of people struggling. And unfortunately for this section, there is no easy way out. You have to keep on practicing. I can give you some strategies like the elimination method, which I showed in my previous video. Like there will be 3 or 4 options. You have to just get rid of all the worst options, then the remaining one will be your answer. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, read the before sentence. Sometimes, like for example, you have a gap here, fill in the blanks, blah, blah, blah. Just try reading the before sentence. Sometimes there are clues or hints provided in the before sentence. Always try doing that. Maybe you can get something from there. And the last tip is try understanding the paragraph. This is very important because if you can't understand what the paragraph is talking about, then it's very tough to get the answers for the blanks. Try understanding what it says. And sometimes for that, you might need to have a good vocabulary and good reading skills, which will come from practice. Just keep on practicing. One more thing, a lot of students ask me about reorder paragraphs. But before giving any tips for this, I would say this is not very important. Like even without doing reorder paragraphs, like without scoring marks, you can do good. You can still do good because reorder paragraph, you shouldn't stress much about it. But let's say you're still trying to get full marks in this section. So what you have to do is first try to get the opening sentence. It's always easier to get the opening sentence, the odd one out. And then you just try logically understanding what's happening and read each of the sentences very carefully because there are clues provided in each of the sentences. So that's all for reorder. If you want to get a very good score in your PTE exam or you want 90, you should be very careful with these 4 sections. Read aloud, repeat sentence, write from dictation and fill in the blanks. Make sure to follow these strategies and avoid those silly mistakes. And most importantly, keep on practicing. Give mock exams as many as you can and see where you are having problems, like where you're losing marks, and then try focusing to improve on those sections. This is how you are going to get better, and that's how you can get your desired score. Like you can't just practice a day and you say like, I can't get marks. A lot of student does this, but unfortunately you have to be patient and keep working hard. That's all for today.